Hi family, so today's topic, how can I get that person to blank? Well, guess what? You can't. Quite often I get requests and questions from people about how can I get this person to do something? How can I get this person to love me? How can I get this person to be motivated? How can I get this other person to do something else? Well, unless you're practicing witchcraft and know some really strong spells, or you're hypnotizing them, you can't. You can't get anybody to do anything. The best thing that you can do is be an example of what you would like to see in other people. For example, if you'd like to show somebody unconditional love, that they will learn unconditional love. That's a great thing. Now, whether they love you back or not, you can't control that. And if your only reason for loving them is to get the love back, then that's probably not really love. So how can I get somebody to be motivated? Well, the only way I know to get somebody motivated is to be motivated myself and show them the benefits of my motivation so that they in turn will want something maybe that I have or some of the things I'm attracting in my life, and then they get motivated. So we all have, anybody who's a parent knows that this is a question we ask ourselves a lot is, how can we get our kids to do things? And better question, although still not necessarily the exact right question, but is how can I make my kid want to do something? That's a pretty good question. But in the end, even our kids have to want to do those things. We can do our best job to show them why it might be beneficial for them to have a certain behavior or to stay away from others' behaviors. But in the end, they've got to come to that. I can tell you from looking at a family of 5 kids, my parents had 5 kids, all great kids, except for me. When I was young, I was nothing but trouble for them. And no matter what they tried and did, it worked on the other kids, but it didn't work so well on me. And it took some time before I came to the point where things did matter and I did want to change, and I did. But it came from within me. There was nothing they could have done. So ask yourself, what is it that I can do in my own shoes to inspire the person to maybe want to change? But as long as you're asking yourself, how can you get that other person to do anything? You're really just asking yourself, how can I further frustrate myself? Because that's typically what's going to happen. So it doesn't mean give up on people, but work on yourself and be that shining example of the change you want to see in the world. So with that, if you haven't done so already, please like my Facebook page. It's how you'll get updates for these daily videos, as well as it helps me and I appreciate it. And if you really liked it and resonated with you, then share it, because the stuff we pass around does make a difference. So pass around stuff that you find to be helpful. So with that, 3 things, you know what they are. 1, I love you. 2, I love you. That's the action. It's a verb sometimes. And 3, I love you. Have an incredibly blessed day.